Alrighty, well, good evening, Janie. Thank you for doing this for us. This means a lot to us, and we love to get testimonies from, people that came in feeling one way and coming out feeling like they can, do anything or run marathons or just feeling completely different than how they used to feel. So I wanted to ask you, what was how were you feeling? What were you feeling when you first came in? Like your condition, when did it start? And what did you feel like when it was at its worst?
Probably everything started in August, so about 6 months ago or so. I was in a lot of pain. I didn't sleep through the night. My back hurt a lot. My pelvis hurt a lot. And I did have, some other medical conditions, so I figured that had a lot to do with it, but then I got in a car accident, which made it hurt even worse, so I figured it was time to come get checked out.
Gotcha. So, what did you try to do in the past? Were you on medication? Did you try therapies? Tell me about what you tried to do to relax yourself and get you out of that pain and discomfort.
Doctors have given me painkillers, which would work temporarily, but once they wore off, the pain was still there. Mm-hmm. I had steroid injections, lidocaine patches. There's another one, but I don't remember what it was. They tried a lot of different things to work, and it would work temporarily, but everything would always come back.
Okay. How did it? This sounds very draining, I guess. On your life, like on your social life. So how did it affect you in your work, your social life? How did it affect you as far as how you're feeling? Like, feeling sad all the time or feeling stressed all the time? Like, talk to me about how it impacted you.
Definitely, it was definitely stressful. I didn't get out as much. Friends were going out and wanting to go do things, and I was just exhausted all the time. With work, I worked, long hours, which would be very draining all by itself. So on top of me being just physically exhausted all the time or in pain, I wouldn't be able to do as much as I wanted to. Mm-hmm.
So it just limited you a lot.
It did. It definitely limited my activities. It limited my abilities at work. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't as much fun.
Cool. Well, gone to the bright side, who finally said, you know what, you need to come to this office? So who referred you to this office?
A coworker of mine, Fidelia, she'd been coming to see Dr. Abby for a while, and she said, that she did really good, made her feel a lot better. Her neck wasn't hurting anymore. And then after I got in my car accident, I'm like, okay, it's time. I've seen a chiropractor years and years ago, and he did wonders. So I figured it was just time.
Well, going based off of how you were feeling before, I can imagine what kind of changes and what the results have been for you since you've been in our office. You've been in our office for a while now.
Yes.
And so I want to know, and I want everyone else to know, what kind of results you've had. How has it impacted on how now you're feeling? Before, when you were limited to go out with friends and, you were in that pain, how has that changed since you've been in here?
I have way more energy now. Instead of, me waiting for people to say, hey, let's go do something. I'm like, hey, let's go do something. Let's go have fun. Mm-hmm. I'm not in as much pain anymore. I don't get migraines as much. I have mobility that I didn't have before. Mm-hmm. And my hair started to grow.
What?
I know. It's
that's
weird,
great.
Right? It's weird. My hair would grow normally. But then I started having these little bitty ones right here for no good reason. And she's like, oh yeah. She goes, that's because I've turned everything on. Your nerves are working again. Mm-hmm. She goes, that's why that's happening.
Yeah. She's always saying power. Yeah. She's always saying power's on, body's healing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's actually the first time that I've heard, hair. As far as in our office. So that's really cool. I like that.
It's very cool.
So, whenever you come into the office, I can tell how much energy you have. Like, we always have upbeat conversations, really chill, funny conversations. And I want to know what you impact us, in a really great way. Our first impression was like, wow, she's a little ball of energy. Like, the more, the more you came in, and I want to know, like, how or what was your impression of your office? What was the impression of your doctor? What was the impression of the staff that you got to meet? And like your first few days, kind of getting to know basically the family of Chiropractic Plus.
Well, I think you kind of said it best, that y'all are more like a family here. Y'all are very open with everyone, very honest about, everything right up front, and y'all are very energetic. Y'all make people want to be here. Not necessarily pushing anything on anyone or anything like that. You'll give everybody your options, treatment plans, and things like that. But when you come here, you're like, you're not thinking, oh, I have to pay money now. It's more of you want to be here because everyone's very uplifting.
One thing I will say is I love it when people come in and they want to get better. I mean, I'm doing this myself, like you, I'm getting myself adjusted and I'm trying to change my diet because I feel like so many people would just have their lives completely changed, whether it's in little ways or big ways, whether it's being able to grow out your hair or being able to, have mobility that you didn't have. And then, to extreme cases where they don't have diabetes or they don't have cancer anymore. And it's just so rewarding to see people do that. And I care so much about everybody getting changed and about everybody coming in. So our goal, or one of our main goals, is to make sure that our patients are comfortable because we want them to feel like, that they're not alone. We're doing the same things and we're trying to make it upbeat and so I'm really happy that, we got to meet you. I'm really happy that you got to do this for us today. And the last question that I did want to ask you was, if you were in a room full of people that were either skeptics or even moms, so they have, moms that have children, and also just people kind of not knowing what chiropractic is, what would be one sentence or even just something that you would tell them about chiropractic, what you want them to carry with them as they go home to think about chiropractic?
With Dr. Abby, she managed to take away my pain, and I can sleep through the night now. Before I started coming here, I couldn't sleep through the night at all. I would toss and turn. I'd wake up, my ribs were sore, really discomforting, and it makes you grumpy in the morning. So now I sleep through the night with no troubles at all, which is awesome. And that started happening after probably the second visit. Wow.
Well, it blows me away. As many times as I'm seeing these patients walk in and out and feeling like that, it still blows me away, and I know that it blows a lot of other people away. And the more times that we do these kind of getting to know what your results were and how it's been making you feel, I feel like more and more people are around the world, not even just around, the Houston area, are going to be interested and feel like, to have maximized living as an option, to have chiropractic as an option. So, that was the last one. And I just wanted to thank you so much, Janie, for doing this for me, doing it for Dr. Abby, doing it for our office. It honestly does mean so much to us. You and being able to do this kind of video with us. And we look forward to continuing to see you, your energetic self in our office.